one of the things that I told you early on, and I told all our employees, was it was okay to come to my door with a problem as long as the next thing out of your mouth was a solution. I don't care if it was a bad solution. I don't care if it wasn't even the right solution, but at least show me that when you come to the door with a problem that you're thinking about, and here's my ideas on how we can fix this. Because those are the people that I want to surround myself with, because those are the people who are going to make me better at my job too.
Yeah, it's almost a mind shift too, right? Like you encounter something, and I think even when you're starting a career, I especially remember back when I first started, that if I had an issue, my first reaction at the beginning was, let me just go ask somebody how to fix it, versus trying to fix it myself, and to an extent be willing to fail at fixing that thing. And I don't know, to be honest, I can't really think back at a specific time where I got over that. I think that for me, and I'm curious to hear your perspective, it was a combination of things. And again, I'm just going to link it to the workforce and what I do in IT, is that one, there was a certain fear of making a mistake and causing a larger issue, that I think that stopped me for a bit. I think also one of the two things that I think drove me past that, one was the culture that allowed me to feel that it was okay to fail as long as I tried. Obviously, you don't want to take production down, but you got to take some calculated risks once in a while, or else you're never going to improve. But two, also there was a certain respect that you develop for the other person that you're going to for help, where it's almost like, if I don't do my part and I'm going to somebody else for help, then I'm taking away from the things that they could be doing. And I think that those two things, looking back, kind of helped me get over that fear of just trying to fix things on my own before trying to ask for help. But there are a lot of people that just want the answer,
Well, I mean, I know you've heard this story before, but I'll share it because it fits with exactly what you're saying. And when, Peter Jones, who was my number 3 person, and Tom, my number 2 person, Peter was brand new. And he went off to a client, and it was about 4:30 on a Friday afternoon. And he wound up doing something with their email server, their Microsoft Exchange server, and it crashed. It went down hard. And Peter worked on it for a while, but he wasn't getting anywhere. And he called up Tom, and Tom came out to the client site and met him there. And Tom's doing some troubleshooting, and he noticed Peter's pacing back and forth behind him, and he's just kind of got his head down, and he's pacing. And finally, as only Tom can do with his Texas accent, so, turned around to Peter and goes, "What the heck are you doing, boy?" Peter looks at him, and he goes, "Sean's going to fire me, isn't he?" He goes, "I just know it. He's going to fire me." And Tom just burst out laughing. He goes, "Why do you think Sean's going to fire you?" And he goes, "I blew up the client's Exchange server, and he's going to fire me." And Tom just laughed again. He said, "Look," he said, "you're not going to get fired." He said, he goes, "First of all," he said, "do you know how many servers Sean and I have blown up between the two of us over the years?" He goes, "If you're not breaking stuff, you're not trying very hard." He goes, now, he goes, "The reason you're not going to get fired is because the minute you knew there was a problem, you called me up and let me know." He said, "The other reason you're not going to get fired is you didn't lie about anything." He goes, "And finally," he goes, "it's 6:00 at night on a Friday, and you haven't asked me when you're going to get out of here or when you're going to get home, when you're going to go home." He goes, "Those are the reasons you're not going to get fired." He said, "I defy you to dig a hole that Sean and I can't get you out of, as long as you're honest with us and as long as you're willing to roll up your sleeves and work with us." He goes, "We don't go home until the client's whole." He goes, "I don't care if we have to stay here all weekend." He goes, "So, if you had told me, well, I got to be out of here, it's 5:00 on a Friday, you probably would get fired. He goes, or if you hadn't told me that there was a problem. So because he goes, I can't help you get out of the hole you've dug for yourself if you don't tell me about it.